hop right into it. I'm not wasting no time with y'all boys today because all y'all want to do is talk about stuff. Whoa, welcome to the Best Friend Weekend podcast. This is your man Aldo Nice.
This is Raj Smooth.
Why, it's your boy Los, aka CAP.
We got we got a couple folks in here today with us for the pod. Man, it's been a while. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. Yep. Without a dope beat. Step two. Step two.
I wish I was in Houston. Oh, well, no, I don't wish I was in Houston, but y'all have a good time.
Whoa.
This podcast is brought to you by Harvey, Houston Strong.
Houston Strong.
We out here, man. We back in the city, man. I was stranded in Vegas like a little prostitute who ain't made enough money to get back home, and it was bad. Or a degenerate gambler who lost all his life savings out there. But I was stuck in there during the storm.
Just sound like all facts to me. Like
that's crazy that this has become the storm.
I mean, it's the storm. Like the storm was Katrina, right?
Not no more. It's Harvey.
Nah, it's Harvey.
Well, we could talk about that. We're gonna get into a little bit of that Harvey talk. Obviously, man. Look, it's like I said. Our loyal listeners been asking for a while, like, where's the Best Friend Weekend podcast, man? What y'all doing? Man, like, we really just been, like, stranded. I didn't have a computer. We didn't have our equipment. I was in Denver a couple of days before the storm.
No, you didn't have your stuff. Roger was ready.
Oh, he did. You had your stuff too, Los?
Yeah.
So I was the only one without my equipment.
Yeah.
So my apologies to people out there. I just didn't want to bring all that equipment to Vegas. I just thought I was going to touch down for 2 days.
But you knew the storm was coming, though. Like you knew the storm was coming.
That storm was a category 0 when I left the crib.
No, it wasn't. It was like a 16 or something.
The storm was a category 1.
It was a category 16, Al.
Did you hear him, huh? You heard him, huh?
Cat was there.
It was a 16.
It was a category 16.
Evidently, if you was in Houston at the time of the storm, and that's the only we brought Cap in because he was actually firsthand out here during the storm.
It was crazy, bro. It was crazy. Non-stop raining, man. Flooding everywhere. People floating around little dookie floats and stuff throughout the water. The little dookie emojis. No, this is a real thing. They were floating and jet skiing, wakeboarding. It was horrific.
It was basically Toledo Bend out here.
How many? How much? What was the damage total as far as money goes?
It's in the billions.
They said it. No, I actually heard at least 3 estimates that said it was at least $4 billion. Yeah,
it was at least. It was.
So it got to the billions.
It was at least 400 billion.
No.
400 billion?
It was not.
It was more than that. It was a billion
at least.
Huh?
It wasn't 400 billion. It was more. It was at least 5 billion.
5 billion?
With an F. Raj. It was 5 billion. At least.
5 billion.
So,
that's insane.
Where the government with that loan from? Who do you get 5 billion?
Who you get $5 billion? Trump. Trump will give you $5 billion.
Trump got 5 billion. He probably carry around that money like Floyd.
We're going to get to Floyd, too. Look, we got a whole bunch of hot takes.
He got 5 billion in his pocket.
It's just a lot that went on, man. I mean, and when you we're going to compare a little bit of Katrina to Harvey and how some of the differences and whatever. But I'm thinking about that when you just said it about the damage. I feel like Katrina was a once in a generational storm, which was way worse because we're talking about a city that was below ground versus a city that was sea level. But I feel like the damage is probably way worse in Harvey because Houston just probably got more money. Like I feel like the city is more expensive to fix.
I think the number of houses that cost much more than the ones that were damaged in New Orleans.
So you just mean just from a sheer per capita, just because there's just more, because there's just more stuff in Houston.
Like you talking about neighborhoods. Yeah, you talking about neighborhoods that average $300,000 a house.
And we talking about the 4th largest city in the United States versus I don't know where New Orleans falls on that list, but it's not. And
I know where
we all 3 of us from Louisiana, so we can all sit down and attest to the fact that we love Louisiana and we love New Orleans. But yeah, money wise, it probably wasn't as comparable.
You could get a Sallie Mae loan and fix a lot of stuff that was happening with Katrina.
We got one loan.
Just one Sallie Mae dad. If they wasn't stealing,
you can get a school loan.
You can get a Sallie Mae daddy, like you about to be a doctor, and you could have cleaned Katrina up. But they were deep on the money. Cause did you know? I read this. These are facts. Did you know that per dollar that Red Cross gets, 91% of it, 91% of it goes to
okay
people to pay.
So now we get into another part of the podcast because now I got a black man next to me saying facts because he read them. Okay, so this brings me to a really good point. This is what I wanted to talk about, and this is why I got both of y'all. We're gonna have some structure to this. I'm not just gonna have you Debo in the conversation, Los.
Oh my bad.
I got both of y'all here because I saw a whole bunch of stories, and this is what was killing us when we was in Vegas. Shout out. This podcast brought to you by Jay Harry and Blue Diamond. We was out there stranded in Vegas, as I said before. And we had a lot of time to, like, we were out there and we were like, damn, trying to get the news stories from Houston to be like, damn, when can we go home? What's going on out there? What's happening at home? So we all on social media. We all on like different little sites, things popping up and being like, hey, look, what's going on? And we got a whole bunch of different media stories. And I'm going to ask you two guys. I got 10 stories here. And I want y'all to tell me which ones are true and which ones are fake based upon the news that I had. And when I say fake, I mean fake news. Raj, I'm asking you. You ever heard of the concept of fake news?
I hate that you're asking me this, but fake news is just news that's put out there that's false. Like, it's not necessarily that it's false, it's that it's fabricated, that it's made up just to create a buzz, if you will.
Okay, and I'm cool with that. But you know what I think is interesting because
You're
I
not
think
gonna ask me what fake news is?
No, I'm not gonna ask you.
I hate y'all.
I'm not asking.
I feel like the stepbrother around here.
The reason I'm bringing up fake news is because the president obviously coined the term. Donald Trump coined the term fake news. But his definition of fake news was that, like, you know, when people would say things like, hey, Obama's had more people at the inauguration than he did. So what the president was calling fake news was actually facts. Like, that's a real thing. Like, real things were happening, and Donald Trump was calling them fake news. And he was using that as, like, this juxtaposition to like, kind of mess with people's minds to say, hey, this news is fake. It's not real. What ended up happening now, what we're currently referring to as fake news is, like, actual hoaxes that people are perpetuating on the internet to like try to, like you just said, to put out fake information just to see if people are going to bite. So it's this weird little effect that what we're calling fake news, we're actually making it a real thing. Fake news was never a real thing when Donald Trump was calling it fake news. Now he can kind of sit back and be like, yeah, that's fake news. I've been talking about fake news for 6 months. No, that's not what you were talking about, President Trump. You were talking about real news. Now we're talking about hoaxes, which are fake news. And I just think that that's a weird little kind of Donald Trump coming full circle to where, like, that fake news thing, it's a real thing now. And it's out of control. It's out of line. The first big fake news story that I heard, I don't know. I'm saying fake. We were saying they fake, but some of them we were like, them could be real. Who knows? The first one was, I don't know if you guys saw this meme, that Obama was passing out food at a soup kitchen in Houston during Harvey. Fake news or real news?
I definitely heard. I heard Obama was down there with a best friend weekend hat on. No, for real. No, seriously. He had a best friend weekend hat on backwards. No, for real. No, seriously. But
and there you go. So
yeah. So I mean, I want to believe it. I mean, I feel like fake news is cool sometimes when it comes to certain shit. Like, you be like, hey, that would have been cool.
So
you know damn well.
So who obviously perpetuated that? We think it is black people drop the Obama soup kitchen memes.
Yeah, of course.
Not real though. We said not real news.
What you think, Roger?
No, it's not real news at all.
So what you saying is you don't believe President Obama will go to the north side of Houston and pass out meals and barbecue with the grill.
That's hilarious. So that's just funny. So all right, hold on. Me and Al just had this big war of words on words that end in OULD. Would, could, should. Those words? No. We're not talking about what he would do or what he could do or what he should do. No, I'm talking about what he, I guess, didn't do. I don't think he should have. I don't think he I mean, would he? Yeah, I think he would. But
that's all I
he
wanted to
didn't.
hear.
That's why I wasn't.
That's all I needed.
That wasn't the question. That wasn't
That wasn't the question.
It
No,
don't matter if
The
it was a question or
was,
not. That's
did
what
it
I wanted to
happen?
hear. Let's roll with that.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Second news story I got for you fellas. They said that the day before the storm, Trump was like talking about building a wall and talking about whatever else, and he was like, "All right, Hurricane Harvey, good luck." They said he just told the state of Texas, "Good luck."
Hey, that's real news in my mind. He said,
It doesn't
good
matter
luck.
in your mind. It's so funny in your mind.
My mind.
In my
Hey,
mind.
it's one of us always say it in my head. It go like this. In my mind, it definitely is real.
So I'm gonna go
President
with
Trump said, "Good luck."
Now that's all up to context on how he said it, but I'm gonna go with fake.
I'm pretty sure that one was real news. Actually, I think that
Who?
that was taken not out of context. That was taken specifically from something that that President Trump said before. But like you said,
no.
you don't know
So
you don't know how he said it though. And
That's what I mean about
and I think
context.
you're cool
So
with
you
it.
said no,
Same
not
thing.
context. Because it's not. It's not. But if he said good luck to the people of Houston, blah blah blah, it depends on who says it. If Donald Trump says it, then we're looking at him like, damn, good luck. That's all you got for us. But if Obama said, I think if certain people say certain things, I think certain people look at it certain ways. I guess if this is the way I'm saying it. So I don't know if it's real though. I believe it, but I take it with a grain of salt.
No, you're right. It could have been like, look, my heartfelt sympathies, and I just really care about the Houston area, and I care about the black people and the Hispanic people, and I love all people, and I just really wish y'all good luck with this storm. And then they just say, Trump said, "Good luck."
Good luck, right?
You know what I mean? I get your point. It
Okay.
could be that.
All right.
And I don't know what it is. I don't know.
It's a soundbite. They
soundbite.
took this whole speech and took their soundbite out of it. Okay.
But knowing Trump, it could have been like, "Good luck,
Good luck.
motherfuckers."
You gotta think.
Do you get
I don't
right?
think I think knowing Trump, but no, I don't think. I mean, the president. If the president said that, bro, like it'd be real.
The
news.
president just said a whole bunch of wild stuff, but okay. Okay, speaking of very powerful men with a lot of money, let's go to Joel Osteen. I mean, I don't know. You guys should be familiar with a little bit of Joel Osteen, mega church preacher at the Lakewood Church. I've never been to church, so I don't know anything about it. Outside of St. Edwards, this podcast is brought to you by St. Edwards St. Jude in New Iberia. They said Joel Osteen didn't want to open up the church. And they say he rode through the floodwaters in his yacht passing out copies of his book.
That's fake news.
Real
man.
news on fake news.
He didn't pass out copies of his book. No. He was passing
I don't
out
think he
vouchers.
rode through it in his yacht either.
You don't
He was
think-
passing out 50% off coupons for his book. He was not passing the book out for free.
Absolutely
No way.
right.
No way Joe Osteen giving his book out for free, bro.
Okay, so I got a question about that. Let me go into it, and this might go into a couple of different things. They said everybody was on Joel Osteen talking about he should open up his church because it wasn't flooded, and some people saying it was flooded. Real news, fake news, who knows? And then they really got on him. Social media really let him have it until he really had to kind of make a statement about it. Why Beyonce didn't open up her church? St. John's, that Knowles Church. Beyonce, she got money in a little church in Houston. Why she didn't open up her house? Like why are we on Joel Osteen but we not on Beyonce for not? Like, I'm asking a question.
I agree with that. Because I feel like people have to understand that you looking at Joe Osteen because who he is and the money we think he makes. Because those people who don't go to Lakewood, they pass when open their church.
Mm-hmm.
You open that little church that hold 27 people and the pulpit is a lazy boy. They didn't open up that church. You know what I mean? So you got to look at your own pastor. You know, or that's his building. They say he was out there helping or whatever, doing. He has ministries or whatever, but he's not required to open up his church. Now, do I think he should have? It's big enough to open up a section and close you Negroes and you white Negroes and you Hispanic Negroes off from messing up his church.
Mm-hmm.
It's big enough to do that. You could have put everybody in the Starbucks and it'd have been cool. But I don't think we should criticize him for not opening up his church. I think he has a certain responsibility because how many people attend his church? It's 25,000 every service. I've been there before.
Dang.
It's crazy. It's to the brim. Like 3 services. So
I get it. I just feel like we kind of was misguided with going at him though. I feel like maybe feel a way about it, and then after the fact, maybe say, man, Joel Osteen was wild for that. But trying to like publicly shame him in the opening of the church, I didn't like that either. I mean, I don't know, Raj, had you even heard anything about that?
Yeah, I heard a little bit about it. Yeah, I mean, the name of that church is Lakewood. So, but that's
stop.
It should be Lamar. No, but no, man, like but essentially the name of that church is Joel Osteen Church,
Mm-hmm.
I don't see you opening up your house to nobody, like you ain't got nobody in your house,
Exactly.
So, and man, essentially it does what he wants to do with his assets, and
Put you on
like you said, I agree with you. I mean, granted, I think he could have. I'm sure he could have, and should he have? That's up to him
and his God, huh?
and his man, and that's up to that's his choice, man. You have a choice to open up your house to someone in a time of disaster. I guess you'll receive your blessing if you do, and if you don't, then you go on with your life.
They said that his church actually could have, like I read an article, and it said his church could have fit 500 million people in his church. 500 million.
What is 500 million?
That's
like,
not facts.
Oof.
No.
It's a lot. It's almost all of the refugees.
No.
500 million, yes.
It's all the refugees and their future kids.
Baby mamas.
Kids.
So, okay, talking about Beyonce, let me throw it back there. Something else I noticed. They had this whole
Is
little
that a twerk joke?
They had this list talking about people and how much money they gave. And they had J.J. Watt, and they had raised $12 million. Now, raised is different than donated. And some other people that I saw gave money. They were like Ellen DeGeneres gave $100,000, and so gave whatever. And every little black chick that I saw posted came up with this round number and said Beyonce gave $7 million.
No, she didn't.
And I never saw that story anywhere except for on the social media pages of Beehive members. Beyonce gave $7 million. Real or fake news?
That's definitely fake.
Very fake.
Think it's very fake?
Very incredibly
I'll take
fake.
a meal. A meal, Raj? I think she gave a meal. She got a meal on it.
No, man.
Liquid.
Bruh, yeah, like these, man, them girl, she ain't got that much money to give. Like, she's got money, but you don't just give up $7 million. That's a chunk.
Let me stop you there. I pay for Tidal every month. Well, I have a subscription to Tidal. I have access to Tidal every month.
Alternative facts.
I'm just saying, Jay-Z
Fake
got a lot of
news.
money, dog. And so does Beyonce. They might have $7 million to give.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I think that they have $7 million, but they don't have $7 million to give. Because if something, what if something happens? What if somebody put that heroin needle in Jay-Z and in Beyonce, and that $7 million ain't never coming back? That's not $100,000, and you can't write off $7 million. Like you could probably write off $1 million, maybe. I don't know what the charitable donation cap is. I don't think you can, dude. I don't think you can write off $7 million. I don't know what the write-off laws are.
They got rich people problems. And rich people problem means they're going to be audited.
Yeah. I get that.
I get your point. $7 million might be a little bit, a good bit.
No, she don't have $7 million to give. She's got $7 million, but she's not going to give $7 million. Bill Gates wouldn't give $7 million. Like whenever these people give back to their colleges or their high schools and whatnot, they don't give $7 million.
Well, okay. Now I think we're a little off right there. Because I think with Gates Millennium Scholars and all of that, Gates really was giving like $50 million to like
Dr. Dre,
programs.
and they just gave buku money to, was it Crenshaw High? They rebuilt that school to make it a music thing.
No, that was at USC.
Yeah.
That was at USC. They made a whole music school where they
It was
donated.
like, it gave a lot of money.
So it is possible, Raj. But I think that the middle ground of what you two are saying is that if you're giving that money to like a building or
It's different.
a specific thing, as opposed to just here $7 million for disaster relief. Like, where's that going to? Where's that money really going to be written off to?
Red Cross.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't. Every time I see on TV, I see, oh look, donate this to the Red Cross. Like Los was probably about to allude to. Like that money's got to pay salaries too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't
You were saying
necessarily. I'd rather
91
go in the
cents on the
street. If I'm gonna give the Red Cross $10 during a football game, I'd rather hand it to someone from Houston.
I agree with you. Me and my homeboy was having this conversation the other day, and I was telling him, like, if I had $25,000 to give, I would just go pick families and put it in their hand, or go buy clothes, food, whatever. They need a new car. I would do that before I gave mine to before I gave my money to Red Cross, bro. I just feel like it's oversaturated. Before the people that need it get it, it's already picked there. It's like going to tax-free weekend at 9:00 at night, 8:30. All the clothes picked over. By the time you get there, there's nothing left but the little t-shirt.
Still is 40% off sale on Sunday.
Yeah, I wear this, but I really wanted that shirt.
I got you. It makes sense. I mean, I think it's counting people money is a crazy thing. And one more thing about the money. I saw 2 stories, which this was the antithesis of fake news. One of them said Floyd Money Mayweather.
Floyd $1 million.
Floyd, have mercy. They said that Floyd Mayweather was donating $200 million of his purse to hurricane relief. And then I saw another story that said Floyd Mayweather is donating $5,000. And the one story that said Floyd was donating with $5,000, people was reposting it, talking about, oh, you wild for that, Floyd. He a hoe, and I respect him even less. And the people who was reading the other one and reposting it was like, boy, Floyd's so real. He the realest dude ever. He giving $200 million.
Man, look at it.
Then you know what? Let me stop you right there. The people that actually believe that Floyd would give $200 million,
Come on, man.
those are the people that need to be stripped of the internet.
I agree with you.
You don't need the internet.
I agree with you.
I feel like half these people that we're talking about who repost any of these stories, we're going to get to some more stories in a second.
I'm not worried about the people that's posting. I'm not worried about the people that's posting.
The people who
know what they're doing. The people that believe it. The people that repost it. The people that
that's what
share
I meant. Repost.
That comment on it positively. That's the people, or even negatively, or even react to it in any type of way. Those people should be stripped of the internet. They should not be allowed access to the internet.
I think your phone should take all your data away, and anything you use after that, they should charge you.
Well, you know what? There was a whole story talking about if people are forwarding these type of fake news stories, they're going to have their internet restricted. I think that's a fake news story. I don't think that's a real thing. I think, like you just said, they should, and I feel like they should, but I don't think that's actually a thing in the works. Like and there's a story.
And that's another one.
You know,
that's a compound. That's a compound article. Like that's just to weed out the people that fell through. Like,
right?
Restrict their internet access, take their internet away. Okay, now we're gonna take your internet away for believing that bullshit.
It's a picture of me on my shirt with me on my shirt on the picture. It's one of, you know what I mean? Right. That's exactly what it is.
I've seen that before. My homeboy did that. Shout out to him.
This podcast is brought to you by D. Scott, boy. D. Scott, boy, you did your thing today. Hey, that's all. Hey, we're gonna leave it at that.
One time for that boy.
One time for D. Scott, man. Look, so I got another good story for y'all. These two kind of go together. You heard of Raj? Have you heard about the Cajun Navy who came in and saved the day? The Cajun Navy, a bunch of cats from T-Bayou, swamp people, somewhere off of somewhere in the Louisiana doldrums.
The dude that he reached down and grabbed the alligator.
Shoot him! Shoot him, boy! Shoot him!
Him.
They pulled up with these boats in Houston, and they were saving people, and they were calling themselves the Cajun Navy from Louisiana. They were getting all of the pub on CNN and everything else talking about the Cajun Navy is saving. So 2 things.
It's like 4 of them.
They said that there were news stories I read that coloreds were shooting at the Cajun Navy. Yeah. And that looters.
Define coloreds.
Coloreds would be blacks and Hispanics. And that these same blacks and Hispanics were robbing stores in and around the Houston area. Wow. And bragging about it online.
That's true. Those are facts, brother. Hey, dude at gas station tried to sell me a wet PS4 for $50.
You
And
bought,
it
The
was
box is
wet.
soaking wet.
you bought that thing?
No. Cause I opened it
Did
up
it
and
work?
it had a little water dripping. But if it was dry,
You would have bought
But
it?
you was
I
gonna get
gave
it.
him $100 for that thing.
Not if you was asking 50.
No, not if he was acting 50, but I definitely would have copped it.
You know, I thought it was kind of fake. I think the fake news aspect is that they were bragging online about it. Because they were showing pictures of people like in front of stores, but they were showing pictures in front of the Foot Locker on Canal Street after Katrina. And they were posting the story saying, people looting Houston after Hurricane Harvey. So it might have been happening, but it still was being sensationalized. So more people were kind of, I mean, they want us to be divisive and they want it to be a thing where people are like beefing about it.
That's true.
But you know what's honestly? I'm going to tell y'all something before I wrote this story earlier about that one to talk to you about. But on my way home today, the CVS right here on the corner of Willcrest and Bissonnet, all the windows busted out and they got big boards on that thing, man.
What?
So they robbing.
Oh, you
They
know
robbing. They robbing at
the
the
pharmacy.
They went to the
That's
pharmacy.
the pharmacy.
Making
Perks.
meth right now.
Perks, Zans. Boy, you know what 1,000 Perkies and
No, I don't know.
500 Xannies do?
No, I don't do drugs.
Oh, okay.
Raj, I got a good one for you. You was hitting me up when we were in Vegas, and you were like, "Hey, man, y'all need to come back here, or what? Are y'all gonna stay? You come back to Colorado, hang out with us for a few days, or you gonna go back to Houston? What's going on?" And we were like, "Hey, we gotta get home, but the airport's closed because the planes are underwater." You can see this picture on the podcast cover for this week. All of the planes were submerged at Bush and Hobby. Real news, fake news. Which one?
I got fooled by that one. I ain't gonna lie. I said, oh my God. The planes are
So you would get your internet stripped.
be stripped.
No.
But no, that's actually what happened was you didn't get food. So planes these days are also flotation devices. So they actually did flood, but they floated and they just dried.
Okay.
No, true story.
Well,
The
Roger?
stewardess did tell me that the plane, in the case of a water emergency, the planes are a flotation device. I do remember
So
that.
you-
Yeah,
saying-
no, they say that at the beginning of every flight. They tell you you just don't listen. You put your headphones on.
You got your headphones
And-
on.
I definitely don't
Yeah,
listen.
no, and so like to get your pilot's license, you have to have your boat captain's license because you can just make it a boat. You can just make the plane a boat.
It's like the Sea Duck on DuckTales, man. This podcast is brought to you
By
by,
the Sea Duck?
well,
the bigger
by planes as
if you didn't
flotation
know
devices.
the bigger planes like the 797s or actually submarines.
Submarines. Submarines, I thought they were barges. But they're more
No,
like
they're
submarines.
They go underwater. Like the wings come off and it's
Do they contract
submarine.
like into the plane?
No, they fall.
Ooh. So they have the little missile
They just
things
fall
too?
off.
And it, I can see it. It looks. That's what it looks like. Oh, do they have the little periscope that comes out the top where you can see over the?
I can see it like being a huge barbecue pit.
A big smoky. A big smoky. I
And you
hate
just put the coals in the wings
I
and
hate
just
both of y'all.
smoke the meat.
the next
So
one.
that's a real news story.
With the airport being underwater, there was another story I heard, and we saw this picture as well. There was a shark on the freeway, swimming around, a big great white on 290, and there was an alligator in this woman's bedroom on the southeast side. Real news, fake news. A big saltwater great white was
I'm gonna
on
let
290.
Roger go ahead and answer this one.
Fake news. But because the only reason why I say fake news is because I didn't know that they had sharks in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
There are sharks in Houston?
At the zoo.
Yeah, the zoo. So they might have escaped. Because that was a story about the alligators, that they escaped from like
So
the
there's a shark at
alligator
the
shit.
zoo?
I would assume.
Or a shark at the aquarium?
Same thing, man. Stop playing with me, dog.
Oh, the fish zoo. That's what you meant.
Exactly. The exhibit.
Which
the
is
fish
what some
exhibit.
people refer to as the aquarium. This
Slow
is the
people
aquarium.
Slow people say aquarium.
Yeah, they got a monkey at the aquarium at the land animal aquarium.
Exactly. They swim.
Oh my God. I love when the pie goes off the rails. Next, I only got 2 more stories for you. Oh, 3.
I think I got one. You might not get this one. But
Oh, you got one?
I
Go
hope
ahead.
You don't. I got one. No, I want you to finish yours.
No.
You on a roll.
No, I'm just telling you all of the fake news stories that I've been hearing.
You could be leftover Thanksgiving dinner.
They said that immigration status at disaster relief places was being checked. They said when you was going to the disaster relief place, they was like, "Let me see your papers." Real or fake news?
Hey,
real news.
You think
if it's not real news, it should be real news. Check that shit, man. Get them out of here.
Wow. The views expressed by Raj Smooth are not necessarily the views of the Best Friend Weekend podcast.
They definitely don't apply to LOS or CAP. And definitely the Educated English podcast. Please leave us away from that.
Funny.
But I think that was a tough one because they had a lot of people who weren't going to places because they were scared that they was gonna get their papers checked.
It's where they should be. It's Texas.
Get your ass floated.
Hey,
right
I
back to
gotta
Mexico.
tell a story. This was the funniest thing, just the way my mind works. There was this girl. She was giving a valedictorian speech. She just graduated from high school. She was giving her valedictorian speech, and part of her valedictorian speech, she said, "I myself came to this country illegally." Blah dot dot dot. And I was thinking to myself, well, where them laws at? Like,
hey, boys would have ran on the stage and grab up.
Like, stripped her of her diploma.
Let me
deported her back.
Hey, I would have told her, baby, you made a big mistake.
You should have kept that one to yourself.
Yes, it was a very inspirational speech. Like, I mean, it was very inspirational.
She was a dreamer.
She said, I myself
and she messed it completely up when she said that.
I like this.
And I was thinking to myself that where's some laws, so we can
handle this appropriately.
Right.
I wouldn't even been mad at that.
You just said it.
Okay, so I got another one. Raj, this is your boy actually posted this one. One of your friends who you said would be one of your boys if you lived in Houston. LV, shout out LV. LV posted well, he sent us a text that said they broke the levee in Katy to save downtown, so the whole city is now underwater. Real or fake news? LV, this podcast brought to you by LV. This podcast brought to you by P and Larry, the rapping Dalmatians. Continue.
Completely fake news, but could be real news. It could be some Illuminati stuff, but I decided not to dabble in that.
Look here, let me tell you, it's no way that could be real news, bro.
They did open up some stuff.
They definitely opened up and flooded certain parts to save downtown. But breaking the levee out here like
I don't even think they got levees. I think it's just reservoirs.
Let me tell you some things. In Katrina, like whenever Katrina happened, there was some people that swore to God that they heard dynamites.
They still
on the
you gotta watch when the levees
right?
broke. Yeah,
they still do.
So, but here's the thing: when a levee breaks, it's not gonna be as soft as a pillow. That was all my thing.
Are you
I
sure?
just don't think it's not gonna be quiet. No, it's not gonna be a quiet.
It's not
break.
gonna sound like you laid in the
snapping
bed?
a twig, huh?
It's not gonna sound like you just laid down when the levee break. It's just gonna be. It
No,
won't
it's not
be
gonna
quiet.
just lay down.
No.
When something breaks as big as a levee, it's gonna make a noise.
yeah.
True.
I don't know the whole Katy thing. I can't get behind that. I don't think I think that's completely false. But if you're a conspiracy theorist, you know.
Nah, they definitely opened the dam up and picked where it was flooding to.
So yeah,
I know if I was a rich bigwig living in the beautiful part of town, and there was a way for me to save, and I had some ethics, some ethic deficiencies, then yeah, I'm opening up that I'm breaking that levee.
Yeah, because if you're a bigwig, you should be able to rebuild like on your own money and not flood a billion homes for whatever. Okay, I got one more story. One more story that we heard during the hurricane, and this was one of our favorites over the hurricane. This was posted and reposted by at least 5 people from New Iberia, Louisiana, the place that myself and Raj Smooth are from. And I'm going to read the story. I'm going to read some paragraphs of it, and I just want you guys to listen. If people out here, you guys can listen as well. A 28-year-old man from New Iberia, Louisiana, now officially has the world's longest penis after he was measured by the World Record Authority at his home late last week. The new world record holder, who requested to be identified only as Mark to protect his identity, Mark, in B-Town words, spoke to journalists at a press conference held after the measurement ceremony. I am just thrilled at this, as you can imagine. Prior to Mark's record-breaking measurement, the world's longest penis was a title held by a Mexican man, Roberto Esquivel Cabrera, who set the record with a measurement of 18.9 inches, which was 48.1 centimeters back in 2015.
18.9
Hold up.
French press?
Hold up. Since then, many men around the world have attempted to take the crown, but all have failed until now. Mark's penis was officially measured at 19.1 inches, which is 48.5 billion centimeters, by the world record judges, earning him the title of the world's longest. It was a remarkable achievement for Mark, particularly as he has not always had such a long penis. While having an extra long penis might sound like a blessing, Mark did reveal that it has made some aspects of his life a bit harder. Unfortunately, my girlfriend broke up with me because that lemon, or French bread, was too long for her, he told reporters. Finding a suitable partner is going to be pretty tough, but hopefully there's a girl out here who can handle this penis. End of story, posted on August 28th. Reposted by many people in New Iberia
Raj, you go
last
first.
week.
Raj, you go.
Real
Raj,
or fake news
Raj,
is the
go ahead.
longest wood in the world in
Raj,
that
go
B
ahead.
right now.
Fake news. Fake news.
19.1.
I saw it. No, I didn't see it with
Whoa!
mine.
Whoa!
You measured it?
No homo.
No.
I saw the article and
You got mad.
not not the lemon. I didn't see the lemon.
You saw the name
That lemon.
But I
That's
saw
what
the
broke the
article,
lemon.
and so I said, and anytime I see something that interests me, if you will, like an article that interests me, I'm gonna go
like a
Google it.
19.1.
Like a 19.1 inch penis in the B. Could have been one of my friends, like what if Mark is one of my friends,
What it was.
If your friend had 19 inches, you would have known.
He would have been talking about that from a long time ago.
Well, right. But I mean, I would like to think that, I'd be bragging about it too, but maybe there's something he struggles with. But I went Google it and I couldn't find it on Google.
If he's from the B, then he has at least been on one train mission in his life. And if he didn't been out there at least one time, then the mother boys would have been bragging like, "Oh, but Mark, oh," that's what they would have said. "Cause you from the B?" Telephone pole.
No, they would literally be
Dwayne.
saying Mark messed up the mission. Damn.
I was thinking like you.
Mark messed it.
He has to go
Mark,
last.
you gotta go
Mark
last.
messed up the mission.
He really can't come
Couldn't
in.
you pull out
and tell everybody that.
19.1? Couldn't. Look, I'd imagine
Say,
in a
bro.
roundabout, if you have a big, whatever mission like that, somebody gonna pull out a 7. Somebody might pull out a 6. Somebody might pull out a 8. If a nigga pull out a 19,
Come on,
A
dog.
19 on y'all.
he's messing
to go, really.
up the mission.
You can't stay here. You can't sit here.
So
Ain't
no, fake
way.
news. I don't believe
Hey,
it.
well, I'm
What
gonna
you
say
say,
this.
Los?
I watched the Mexican dude. He used to tie waist to his stuff, and his was so bad he had to wrap it with a whole bunch of
Yeah, with some
like
cellophane.
ace bandages and things. Yeah, like it was bad. Like he was walking like a, he had a little.
Yeah, I saw that documentary too. I did.
So, but do I think he's from New Iberia? It could
No, I
happen.
think it's a
He gotta
made
be
up
from
story.
somewhere.
I just think it's
It gotta be
It's
some.
a
I feel like
story.
it has to be somewhere small and dirty. You can't be from a big town.
I'll ball fuck you.
You can't be from nowhere. You're from a big town and have 18, like 19 and
19.1.
19.1, and you ain't the shit everywhere.
Hey, those of y'all who
Because
are out
if he had
there,
that in Houston, say, bro.
those of y'all who are out there,
believe
take
that.
your hands and measure out exactly how much you approximate 19.1 inches
fucking
is.
crazy.
And then think about how crazy that would be on a human being, because that's a horse.
yeah. No, you'd be where you put it at.
That's
I'll put it in her esophagus.
No,
Legitimately, I put it in her larynx.
they won't.
You can't
You're
get the
not
whole
putting-
thing in there. You would just be
Nah,
head that. You
no.
just be head smash.
Yeah,
Just the
because
tip. Just the tip.
And you can't go fast.
no,
Because physics say
Single
it can't be
family,
19.1 is slender. It got to be 19.1. At least a Coke can. At least a Coke can.
At the very minimum.
Let me change the topic for people who like, damn boy, them boys off the rail. I got another thing. Okay, this is interesting. This ain't no
podcast.
We're
changing our name of the podcast to the Penis Podcast.
The best
gay pride weekend.
Stop it.
Wait, hold on. I have a story. This is a
go
legitimate
ahead.
story.
That's what I want to hear. Rod's story.
This is the best story too. It'll break your heart. So the Source magazine on Twitter posted that Pimp C's wife says all of UGK's archives were lost in Hurricane Harvey. That's not fake or real news.
You know what?
It's
a real news story because I saw a couple of days ago Chad Butler Jr. needed rescuing in Port Arthur. So the house that Pimp C's son was at, he did need rescuing. They was like David Banner posted, like Chad Butler Jr. was, and when Banner came up to the school recently, he's real cool with Banner is like real cool with Pimp Wife. Yeah. So that's okay. What that sounds. So damn. But I don't think they got music like Pac that's just waiting to come out though.
But this is my only question. Chad Butler Jr. Has more than enough money to watch the news, number one, and to get the fuck up out of Port Arthur, number two.
Okay, so he shouldn't have been stranded, you said?
It's no way.
Okay, but we're going to have to tell you something then that you probably don't know. Hands down. Let's talk about this. You from Shreveport, we from New Iberia. Hurricane coming? It mean get some sandbags, board up your windows, cut trees, like pieces of trees that might fall on your house, get in the hallway, ride it out.
Yeah.
We don't evacuate New Iberia, and that's right on the edge. You talking about hurricanes from way when they come up to Shreveport. We on the water.
It's like,
but then you missing the point. Hurricane Andrew, Hurricane Andrew were right over top. My point is, he a dude from Port Arthur. They used to that. So he probably boarded up the windows, did everything else like you normally do at a hurricane. He just didn't expect it.
Now I'm out here, I don't evacuate.
Yeah. It's not, I mean, South people, I don't know, Roger, did y'all evacuate for Andrew?
Roger evacuated.
Yes.
Now, we was in there, boy. Without power, too.
It's our country, though. I got like 6 houses in one where y'all stay at.
That wasn't the only hurricane we evacuated for. I don't know if it was Ivan or Rita, but one of those, Hurricane Ivan or Hurricane Rita. But I wasn't staying. I would never stay home. I'm just this goes out to anybody that has to deal with a hurricane.
Tell them again. I know what you're about to say. Tell them again.
Anybody that has to deal with a hurricane that's gonna hit, regardless if it's the East Coast, Florida, all the way to Louisiana, Texas, leave.
Number one reason. I don't want to be without power for a week.
Oh no, that sucks. But hurricanes can spin off tornadoes. The last hurricane that we actually thugged it out for, they said that supposedly the telling noise from a tornado approaching is you hear a choo-choo train.
Yeah.
That gives you mad anxiety to just sit around listening for a train all night when it's dark. You don't want to be a part of that. Just leave. You don't want to drown. You don't want to none of that. You don't want to be a part of a hurricane.
I've been in it before. The tornado part. We had tornadoes in Shreveport. So we one came through our neighborhood. I mean, I was young, like 16, 17. Wasn't that bad. We had landlines, so I still talking to my little chick.
I mean, we rolled it out when I was a kid, but by the time I got to be a grown up, I just leave. But I leave for the power. I'm just like, I will board up my windows. I will cut things off so my house cut off branches so my house don't get affected. I will put sandbags out in front of the driveway so maybe it don't flood. But I'm going, man. I don't want to be over here with no power.
And that's really, really ridiculous that you would leave only because you couldn't watch your favorite show. That's so messed up.
That's a real thing.
You're leaving because of power. Because you can't watch Power, you're gonna leave your house.
But we gotta find out what's gonna happen with Ghost and his son and his little daughter, man. R.I.P. Man. This podcast is brought to you by Ghost little girl, man. Raina St. Patrick,
Raina, man. Shout out Raina St. Patrick, man.
Hey, y'all out there, if I made some T-shirts that said "This the only St. Patrick I respect" with James St. Patrick on it, and I was selling that during St. Patrick's Day, y'all gonna buy them? If so, they're gonna be on Best Friend Weekend.
That's
I think you just gave away your best idea.
You gotta edit that out.
No, we're gonna edit that out.
That cannot be in there.
We already made the shirts.
No, yeah, that's a great idea.
Okay, I got a couple more stories to get at. This is on Fake on Real News. It's just some things I saw. A little chick posted, and this was going around, public service announcement for the Houston area. If you're a single female talking to one of these young men and he has not called to check and see if you need anything or if you're safe with these pending weather conditions, he ain't the one. Okay, bye, girl. What y'all think about that post? You clapping, Los. What you think?
That sound like somebody who, nigga, that she thought that was the one, ain't called.
She's struggling with her own demons. No, misery loves company. Misery loves company.
And see how they posted it. She's trying to get everybody jacked up.
No, she's talking to him.
Oh.
She sent it out saying, "Oh, you ain't the one because you ain't calling." Because she saw him like somebody post on Instagram. That's how they get attention from you. So she posted that, hoping he was gonna respond. She knows she the side chick. Wow. She know where she belongs.
But so many people reposted that, and they all felt the same way. He didn't check on me.
That's how That's how.
You know what's crazy? It's crazy that that's what Facebook and whatnot has become. But you know, that's chivalry. If chivalry isn't dead, it's the truth.
I mean, it's not a wrong statement.
No, like it was very important for me to check on you.
And I
make sure that
appreciate
your
that.
stuff was straight.
Yeah.
You know?
And he checked on me. Raj ain't check on me.
That's what I'm saying. So you the one, you know, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm the one.
I'm the one.
You're the one, girl. You're the one.
Put your finger in the ass.
You the one.
You're the one, yeah.
I hate y'all, boy. But no, I mean, I agree with you, Raj. It's a real statement, but you know, it's coming from a place that we LOLing at you on the inside. Another story. When we were out in Vegas, we was out Vegas at rehab, cutting up. Y'all saw Best Friend Weekend posted a picture while we was in the pool at rehab, wilding, having a good time, spending money, cutting up.
So, who cares?
We didn't post half of the pictures from us out there. Once Monday started happening, and it was like, oh, this is really bad, it's flooding, we stopped. I noticed a lot of little people from Houston who weren't in Houston posting stuff in like at the club somewhere. Status is drinking. Fuck, however, we out here turning up. Were those posts okay? I felt like they was that bullshit. We made a conscious effort to stop posting these things.
Take this and Raj.
Because we ain't want to be looking like some douches out here while the city underwater. What you think about that,
Raj?
Oh, you want to know what I think about it?
Yes.
I'm I really would not care about what people think about what I'm posting. I don't post a lot of stuff anyway, what I do at night. But, if I'm not going to post anything, I'm not going to not post something semi-wholesome, kind of, to save face. Granted, I'm not going to post a picture of myself, drinking 2 bottles of Remy. You know what I mean? But if
people was doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that that's stupid in itself. But if that's what you're known for, if that's what you do on the weekends, whatever.
I saw a girl post this specifically. She was like, oh, they gave us a free bottle of Ace of Spades because we told them we was from Houston and it was in Vegas. And it was like in the hashtag fuck Harvey on the bottom. And they was sitting there pouring the Ace in each other's mouth and in Vegas. And I was like, man, that shit not live. I was like, people who follow you are from Houston. They probably looking at you like come on, man. That's it's just lacks
what
tact
I think
to
they're
me.
thinking is, damn, I should have went to the club in another state and got my free bottle of Ace of Spades.
That's stupid.
We did get in the club on the love when they told us the line was done after we told them we was from Houston. That did happen. That did happen on.
So you did use your Houston privilege to get in?
Why wouldn't I?
I don't blame you. But I feel like my whole thing is, if you're from here or just living here as long as I have, some things are maybe not insensitive, but you still have to be cautious of what you do. It could be rubbing it into some people. You know what I mean? Because some people really were affected. I know a few people who houses flooded. like personally know them.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
It was hard times out here. We're
You know what I'm
making
saying?
light of it because we feel like y'all need to have something to laugh at in the
Yeah, we making light of it, but
it is.
Yeah,
No,
it-
something
it's
I
fucked
think
up
would
for
be
real.
fucked up is if you stumble across something on Meet the Gilberts and you say damn, that thing got that Houston, like that would be fucked up to me. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm not dropping
that would
this
be fucked
podcast.
up.
No time soon.
Yes, we are. Yes,
We gotta
yes,
wait for the
please,
public.
yes.
Think
But look,
that.
but look.
But
It's
like if
100
you just out there having a good time.
It's 102 degrees in
Definitely
LA.
still in that.
My homeboy texted me. This podcast brought to you by Dre and Mom, Dre Height. Dre fucking texted me and said, "Man, it's 102 degrees out here in LA today. I wish I had a pool in my backyard like everybody in Houston." Come on, man. You can't send me that.
That's
Yeah.
so
Come on,
tasteless.
man.
Hey, I just can't just save it. Wait, is he from LA?
Mm-hmm.
Wait till the earthquake hit.
Then I'm gonna get him.
Nigga.
I'm gonna get him.
I wish I had bitch shaking that ass in my face like it's shaking in Cali. Right?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Wow. But that's dry humor that we keep to ourselves. But at the same time, man, it was really some people affected seriously
Absolutely.
by Hurricane Harvey.
So, okay, let me ask you two things. These are some really poignant Hurricane Harvey things, and I want to make sure we touch on these before we hit the hour mark. One of them is, and man, I've been saying this for a while. Man, this is gonna sound very bad, but I have to say it. GoFundMe is not insurance.
hell,
If you don't have like flood insurance or home insurance or whatever it is, what do y'all think about people who like setting up GoFundMe pages? Like, look, I lost all my stuff in the
They
installment.
have-
I'm trying to raise 15 racks. Like, I've seen people send this directly to me, and I feel a way. Like, I feel like I want to help them, but I also feel like, damn, really? You asking just crowdsourcing for 15 racks to get your life back together?
It's a
Why you
scam.
not paying insurance every month? It's not a scam, because people are showing me literally their homes messed up, and they need 15 racks, and I'm like, damn. That's not insurance though.
my thing, if your home just got fucked up, you really don't know how much you need.
Then why you need 15?
It just hit though.
Mhm.
Like what I'm saying? So you really don't know. Like they have strippers posting with GoFundMe saying that the curfew out here right now is not enabling them to work.
Wow.
So they struggling with their bills and stuff. Like
Really?
this is a real thing. This is not fake news. This
Wow.
is not Donald Trump better. And I'm like, come on, bro. It can't be real. But the GoFundMe is not insurance. You know, I feel like
I mean, I've been thinking that a while back because sometimes people die and then they like,
yeah.
this is a GoFundMe page for my uncle who died. And I'm like, why your uncle don't have insurance?
Yeah, but you can't. I know somebody who family was fucked.
But
up.
that's how I feel about it. Though.
I feel the same way.
Yeah,
But
why
at
wouldn't
the
you
same
just
time,
set up like a
sometimes
recurring
it's a real thing.
GoFundMe to pay your insurance?
Right?
Like,
And you'll
This
get a
is
lot
for
more
insurance.
money. You'll get a lot more
GoFundMe.
money from insurance. Look, I need $12 every month for my insurance,
Roger,
so that y'all
like-
don't have to pay a GoFundMe when I die.
hey, I feel what you're
Wow.
saying, but on the
Roger's
case of
pinky.
flood,
Wow.
like on the case of floods,
No,
like
your
there's some
brain.
areas that are floodable,
Yeah.
especially with the
Yeah.
amount of water that a hurricane will bring. That aren't eligible for flood insurance. I
True.
know that definitely happened
True.
with the floods that happened
Yeah.
in
Then
Louisiana
don't
last
buy
year.
a crib there. Please don't buy a crib there.
But you know, some places flooded that never flooded before ever.
yeah, but yeah.
That's what I'm
ever
saying.
flooded before.
I feel like my property
So
value going up because my shit ain't flooded.
That's a possible thing. I mean, mine
Sell my shit next week.
Stupid.
The city was
You're gonna
supposed to
move
open
somewhere
up
where it's
the levees in A-Leaf.
Bust them things
But-
open.
Nah.
But
But
they just
A-Leaf
opened
too
up
cheap.
them other
Hey,
ones
listen, A-Leaf too cheap to buy levers. They
What y'all-
use Conroe levers.
What y'all think about people from? Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this right now, man, and I'm gonna say it the best way I can say it. I went to school in New Orleans. I love New Orleans Saints. I love the New Orleans Pelicans, and I love Louisiana. Some of my favorite rappers are from New Orleans. Some of my favorite cultures from New
My
Orleans.
favorite rapper
We
from New Orleans.
we cook better in Southwest Louisiana than in Southeast Louisiana, but look, I love New Orleans.
Shut up. Man. You can't.
New Orleans people, though, sometimes New Orleans people get on my last nerves because they have this elitist opinion of what New Orleans is better than the rest of the state. I'm saying all this to say I saw a lot of posts about Harvey is not Katrina and Ben don't fuck with us and Katrina said, baby, Katrina was way worse and then whatever. They so ratchet and so Earl and that I'm just like, it was grinding my gears, homie. I'm
Are
like,
we gonna
y'all
be real
giving
about this though?
they're giving Louisiana such a bad name.
Are we gonna be real about this?
Talk about it.
Let's be honest about this.
Talk about it.
Texas is set up way better than Louisiana. I'm
Of
from
course it
Louisiana. So
Fuck,
let's get it right. So
it is.
so on Saturday, on what's the last day it rained? Monday, it was still water out, right? Once they understood it and figured out how to open dams slowly and take away flood water from this place, bro, we was driving around in Houston like it was nothing on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So in that aspect, yes, but the amount of water that was poured and dumped on Houston is far.
Comparing tragedies is just
Far,
stupid.
way.
That's where I'm at about it.
It's
Comparing
nowhere
tragedies, each tragedy is gonna have its own aspects of that tragedy. Like individually. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
nothing to compare. If one person died in Katrina and 2 people died in Houston, that don't make Houston
Either one better, yeah.
any worse or any
Yeah,
better
right.
or
You're
any type of way comparable. There's 2 different disasters, and I think if some of them New Orleans people knew what some of these Houston people are having to go through, regardless of what they had to go through, then they wouldn't say some of that stupid stuff.
And then
I think so too. But I just think that people sometimes get on their own, and it's a lot of it is rooted because Raj, look, we were around living in Houston during one of the biggest urban, just American tragedies, urban diasporas that you could possibly even imagine. When everybody had to leave the New Orleans area, people who never even went to Baton Rouge were now being shipped to Salt Lake City. It was craziness. Families being separated, just crazy shit. Lots of death, lots of turmoil. So a lot of those people ended up in Houston.
Yeah.
And in Houston, there was beef. Kids at those schools was fighting each other. Niggas was killing each other. It was crazy. So New Orleans, I understand kind of a little bit on some nigga shit, how they would be like, yeah, and what, your turn? I get how they would feel that way, but you still not supposed. I get how they would feel that way in their heart of hearts.
Nah, fuck that. I don't get how.
Sometimes people get drove.
No, you can get drove all you want, but I don't get how you can feel good about seeing another man go through any tragedy. So I can't get how you feel that way. It's not cool to make another man go through tragedy. I don't get that.
Listen.
Do I understand Louisiana thinking and how a lot of us think? Yes.
My point is just
I can't relate to you with that.
You don't have to. My point is just this though. It's not about if you feel that way. It's just, do you feed your worst impulses? Like, because you could feel that way at like 2% of your inside. Like you could feel that way.
Be handling a nigga, but you like, nah, I ain't gonna do it.
But the fact that you would post it means that you feeding your worst self. And something is just trifling about that, boy. Like you could think it. You could have it in the back of your head that y'all didn't treat me well in Houston when I came out here. You didn't treat my cousin well. But keep it to yourself and never went back.
Yeah, it'll be like if Kevin Durant got hurt. I think America would be like, oh yeah, like a part of America would be like, yeah, nigga, you shouldn't have.
Yeah, shouldn't have left.
But if you post it, couldn't you a hoe? Post that.
Right. I think we always gonna have like this little demon, like this like that little angel and that little demon.
That's what I'm getting at.
You just gotta learn to ignore that little devil.
You're feeding the worst part of yourself, and you don't want that to be out. I only got like 1 or 2 more things. The last thing that I really want to talk about is King Kieran and a lot of these Houston people who are out here helping people. Shout out. This podcast is brought to you by King Kieran. This podcast is brought to you by Trader Truth. This podcast is brought to you by everybody else who out here getting it. DJ A Plus. Everybody who out here really in these streets getting it. My question is, why you gotta post it?
Oh, you do. No, you definitely do.
Why?
Oh,
Tell
absolutely.
me. Tell me. I need to know.
Well, so I think Los, I think me, and everybody that we know, our 6 degrees of separation. That's everybody in the world is always going to be trying to grow their own personal brand. And I think if you have the you have the funds or just the means to do something great, it's good to do it for the glow. Like it's good to do it for the out of the kindness of your heart. But I think you do take the opportunity to let people know that you're doing something good, so that you can continue to grow your brand. Like he's gonna get followers because he's helping out Houston, and in the long run, if something happens somewhere else, he might be even bigger
He was in
to
Port
help
Arthur, too.
even more. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like that's the glass half full way of looking at it. You know, I guess the glass half empty is, okay, you're capitalizing on the fact that all of these people are suffering, and you're helping out because you have the money, and you're just trying to make yourself a big name.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
but that's not the way that I look at it.
Go ahead.
Hey, I feel what you're saying, Rod. I look at it like this. I feel like when celebrities do things like that, it make it cool for the people who are
like
social
that.
media era. They make it cool.
So you're making
now
it
that
influential.
Trey the Truth, yeah, he out there in the rain with his shit on in the boat. Oh, dude, regular dude. Oh, Trey the Truth out there. I'm gonna get out there too and help. You know what I'm saying? I think they make it cool to help. They make it cool to wear tight pants. You know what I mean? So it's like a trend. So I feel like when they got out and started doing that and they posted the positive thing like that, I think it helps because regular people that look up to them, the social media age kids, think it's cool. You know what I mean?
I got
so
you.
and they help too. Like I helped. I didn't post. I'm regular. I was in the house all this morning. You know, I didn't post about the house like that. You know what I'm saying? But nobody. But I feel like when they do it,
I'm gonna actually text screenshot a picture of my text 10992 to Red Cross. That
you
would
gave
be
money.
the most that I could do.
But
Yeah.
okay, so
don't do that.
So okay,
If you gave money to Red Cross match,
what's interesting is what I think about what both of y'all boys just said. What's interesting is every now and again doing a podcast is fun, man. This is cool, man, and I like talking to my dudes and having people have these conversations, these candid conversations that we usually have, being open for public consumption because we talk about some stuff that's interesting sometimes, and in that regard, that was one that I kind of was on the fence, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about celebrities like posting everything that they're doing to be helpful. Just go help. Why you need to post it? But what y'all just said there makes me feel like it's more than okay. It's what they should be doing. So I think you changed my mind. I think both of you guys changed my mind, and I'm cool with that, man. Like I said, this podcast was brought to you by King Ron. I agree with that, man. King Ron was at Edo Car Wash a couple of weeks ago, man. We're going to have to co-brand, do some cross-promotion with that boy, man. That's real, man. Keep helping, man. Keep getting the H alive, man. And while we on some serious stuff, man, we're going to have a moment of silence, man. And we getting towards the end of the pod, and this is probably one of the last things we're going to say, man. And I've been drinking, so this it hit me hard.
Catholic drink at church anyway, so it don't matter.
It hit me hard when we heard about the story earlier, man. Our homeboy, Bugger, his brother Toe, man. His brother Toe, little baby, got lost in the storm, man.
Damn.
Man, that you hear about these kind of stories, and it's like, and it sucks. Man. But then when it hit real close to home, that Booger little niece got passed away. Man, this podcast is definitely brought to you by an R.I.P. to Booger little niece.
For sure.
We're gonna have a moment of silence, man. Yeah, man. Like I said, it's real out here, and like I said, man, look, it's gonna be greater later, man. Toe, if you listen to this, Boogie, if you ever listen to this, man, our thoughts and prayers is with
family,
you,
man. Prayers going up to all the families across Houston. I mean, from north, west, south, east, it's bad, man. You know, and prayers going up to everybody. A lot of people lost a lot, man. I wrote down a few streets today where like everybody's stuff in their house is on the corner, bro. And they doing it themselves. FEMA's riding straight by, doing house by, you know. Man, y'all keep the faith, keep fighting, man. You know, and one thing I love about what happened was, I guess the positive, not I love, but the positive thing about it was I saw so many people come together. You know, come together and help each other. You know, I was helping at the house today, and some kids from down the street, just youngsters, was excited to come in that nasty house with, you know, mud on the floor and mold, a bad smell, to come help move furniture out. You know what I mean? Just neighborhood stuff. It was cool, man, to be a part of that. And, you know, Houston really stepped up in helping each other, and that's cool, man. I think that's one of the positive things that came about it. You know, the people are helping each other out. That's some real shit.
So like I said, it's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without a whole bunch to step to. We do comedy, we do entertainment, man, but we do that real too, man. So Appreciate y'all, and you know, like I said, and we really appreciate y'all hitting us up. Like, man, what a Best Friend Weekend podcast, man. It's been 2 weeks. I'm gonna try to have this one out. Like by the time you listen to it, is like Roger say. By the time you listen to it, it's gonna be out. Right?
It's out now, guys.
Roger,
Hey, go check out our podcast. It's out right now. You're listening to it.
You just listen to it, so evidently it's out.
I ain't got the
Hey,
educated English
I
about
just
to
want to go
drop.
ahead. It's my
Go
last
ahead.
thing that I'm gonna say is this podcast is brought to you by my homeboy Clarence with a real good marriage. He just asked me to shout him out, and I respect that because he listens to the podcast regularly. And anybody else that asks me for a shout out, this is the end. This is the end of the podcast. So if you ask me for a shout out, if you heard this, what I'm saying, I know you listen to the end of the podcast.
bro.
I got you.
Hey, Educated Ignorance coming. Go follow the IG, educated.ignorance.podcast. We dropping on one real soon. We're going backdoor. One time.
All right, then we'll check y'all next week, fellas and ladies. Did I just say fellas? Damn, I'm only.
Fellas, man, this is not
I got
a sexist podcast.
19.1 for them though.
Wow. Oh no. Oh boy.